Hey, book friends. Welcome back to Books I Read. I'm Sheila, and I'm so glad you're here. We're going to do some bookish things here. Obviously, it's a book channel. We are doing our buddy read. Woo! The Demon King. Don't ask me to say her name. I always mess it up. Cinda Williams.
Cinda Williams.
But as far as I know, this is a book for children. It's fine. There's nothing serious. It's good. All right. Anyway, my husband will participate whenever he desires to.
Sure.
And if you don't like it, you know what you can do.
Get a new book.
All right, and I am drinking the Tea Forte Defense because, by goodness, I have a long stretch of work. So, we need some defense. Woo! All right, are we ready to get started, babe?
Let's jump on it.
All right, this is chapters 6 through 10, as you probably already seen that in the title. Let's start with chapter 6. I do have some notes because it's fantasy, and I definitely don't know fantasy. All right, the chapter 6 is called Fell's March. So, in chapter 6, Han gets attacked on his way home from through Southbridge.
Correct.
And
he tries to get through there unscathed, but he don't quite make it.
No, they beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, when it's 6-on-1, kind of makes it a little
Now,
rough.
they try to steal the amulet.
Right.
What happened to them when they
like I said,
that?
they go through all this stuff, they get in his pack, and they find that leather pouch that he had that amulet wrapped around.
Right, yeah.
Now, mind you, when he got the amulet, when he made the one young wizard get rid of it, he's like, well, you can't touch it. It'll burn you up.
It'll burn you up. So what did it do to these guys? It didn't burn them up. So it didn't burn them up.
So it didn't burn them up. It kind of electrocuted them.
Okay.
Yeah. It sent an electric shock through them. Pretty much just stunned them all.
Okay, and that's how
he got away.
That's how Han got away. He gets home, and his mom's getting ready to beat his ass. And he's like, no, not today.
Yeah, he's like, I've already had my ass beat enough. Don't want any more of that. Okay.
All right, so that was the highlight of that chapter. Chapter 7 was called In the Glass Garden. And we have Raisa. She's met up with Eamon. And she has told her mom in the past that I'll date 100 people.
Right.
So
she doesn't want to get married. Right.
Because she does not want to get married. She's only 15, she says.
Yeah.
And then, while she's meeting up with Eamon, talking to him, she gets caught by Micah. Micah catches them.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead.
I think Micah catches them right when they get by her room.
Yeah.
And nothing's going on, but, he catches them right by their room.
Nothing's going on. Yeah, they're just talking.
He catches kind of pisses
now,
off. Now,
Micah's last name is
Bayar.
Yeah. And
he's
part of that.
Part of the wizard family.
And then Eamon is Byrne.
Eamon Byrne is in the military.
Right,
he's in the guard. Yeah.
Right, he's corporate. So that's kind of interesting because that might be important later in this book. All right, and then so that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, she kissed Eamon, she's kissed Micah, but like I said, she's a princess player. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like it's anything serious. At least not yet. Like she says, it's on her terms. So in the next chapter, chapter 8, if I could get to it. All right, chapter 8 says lessons to be learned. And in chapter 8, Han is taking his sister Mari to school. She doesn't want to go to school. And then Han ends up staying with Mari, and he sits down and starts listening to Jemison. Is that his name?
Yes. He's like the history teacher, right?
And it's like a temple/library, something like that. And he starts telling them about Han sees that painting.
He sees that they've got all these paintings that were painted after Hanalea was killed, or died, or whatever she did.
Whatever.
And in the paintings, he sees pictures of the amulet that he currently is in possession of, which makes him kind of curious as to, he's like, well, who the heck painted this stuff? Well,
Well, he sees the Demon King in the one.
Right. But I mean,
Jemison tells him it's the Demon King.
I think the deal is that all the stuff that was from the Demon King was supposed to be destroyed back when they killed the Demon King. So he's kind of curious as to how they got pictures of it if everything was destroyed.
That is a question.
So it's like, okay, well, which puts the Bayars in question, because if they have possessions from the Demon King that they're not supposed to have, what are they pulling off?
True.
Because the demon.
Go ahead.
Because the Demon King was supposedly the most powerful wizard ever.
Right. Sorry about that. I had to turn my fan on and get my ice water. My menopause is kicking in. I don't know if you guys can tell. My face is like burning up. All right. So now, when Han is going or getting ready to go back and get his sister from the temple or the library or whatever, he gets his ass kicked again.
Right. The guard. By the guard.
Well,
to speak at all.
He says he knows this guy, Mac Gillen.
Yeah.
Gillen. Yeah. Whatever. He knows this guy, this guard or whatever, and he's getting his ass kicked. But I put 2 and 2 together in the next chapter because Eamon Burns is the one that pretty much helps him, helps
he
Han.
Saves his ass.
Yeah, saves his ass from getting killed. And Han escapes and waits until dark under this bridge or something. He waits, though, until it's dark to go back and get his sister. But I thought that was interesting that Eamon was the corporal that saved Han. I was
he's tied to the queen and the princess.
And they're like, now you kind of see how these characters are all going to blend together, I think. And Eamon calls Han Cuffs.
Right.
Because of those.
Which is his nickname he got for when he ran that
when he was
gang.
In the gang, yeah, whatever. Well, and then there's that murder of the Southeast,
which nobody knows who he is.
Which nobody knows who the six people that came up dead
were the ones that beat up Han.
Right, but they don't know if the Southeast are the one that killed these people, these 6,
because they beat up on Han,
or if the Raggers, are the ones that killed him. They don't know, but right now they're suspecting Han did it. That's why this guard kicked his ass. That's my understanding. Is that your understanding?
That's pretty much what I got coming.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Nobody knows, but the guard's suspecting Han just because he's there.
Right.
He's the only obvious person that's available, so they're blaming him.
He was the leader of the gang, wasn't he? At one time, that's why they're assuming that he did it.
I think the kid's getting a bad rap because he's really not doing anything.
He just got his ass kicked.
His mom was gonna beat the snot out of him with a stick because
he didn't bring home the money, right?
Where's the money?
But the South, when he got his ass kicked the first time, though, they stole his money. All right, chapter 9, Eyes and Ears. So in chapter 9, Rhaesa and the Queen are arguing.
Right.
About her getting married. The Queen wants her to get married, and Rhaesa's like, no, it's not going to happen.
I think Rhaesa's got some balls.
Well, and then she brings up, she throws it up in her face how it looks with her hanging out with the bear.
Her mom gets mad at her because she's hanging out with Aemon. And
because her mom doesn't like
because it doesn't look right. But then again, her mom's hanging out with Mr. Bayer, the head.
But Rhaesa's not allowed to be with either one of them.
Correct.
So I don't get it.
Which is really kind of stupid.
I know.
She was
Why is she getting so
mad? But whatever.
I don't know. And Micah ran and told his dad about Rhaesa and Aemon seeing each other, and it got to the Queen.
Like whiny little, what?
Well, that's why the Queen was chewing on Rhaesa's ass. Rhaesa, whatever. But also in that same chapter, Rhaesa's in the garden or whatever, and Grandma comes and sees her.
I know, Grandma's kind of cool.
And gave her that necklace.
Grandma's very wise, I think. Grandma has it going on, knows what's going on.
Yeah, but she told her to beware of the bears.
Well, yeah, and quite frankly, if you remember when the world broke,
right?
It was because they wanted to keep royalty and they wanted to keep the wizard world and royalty separate,
right.
Because they got too powerful. Well, that's why, quite frankly, Raisa isn't supposed to be dealing with the Bayars at all. So they're supposed to stay away from the wizards.
Which I don't understand. But anyway, Grandma says that, don't worry, I'll do whatever I can to bring your father home.
Right.
And again, she put that protection necklace
on her. And she did that because it keeps her safe from wizards.
Right.
Because right?
Micah.
So, hey.
His dad. And they said Jemison, when Han was asking Jemison about that painting, he says that's the Demon King and that's an amulet.
Right. Amulet. Right.
He said that amulet was for dark magic. So. Dum. Alright, and the last chapter 10, back in the maze. And in this chapter, Raisa is meeting up with Aemon again in the tunnel or wherever their meeting place is.
In her little secret passage.
In her little secret passage, yeah. So, and she wants to go to Southbridge because she wants to go to the temple to talk to Jemison.
Right. Well, I think that Raisa's she's finding out that the world isn't all cupcakes and puppies. You know what I'm saying? And
she wants to make a difference in the world.
Right. And Aemon knows that he's out there every day. He's been in Southbridge. He knows what it's like.
Well, that's what he's telling her too.
She's starting to learn just exactly what she has been fearing, that I think she quoted it as, I feel like a canary in a cage.
Yeah.
That all I see is the four walls around me. I don't know what else is going on anywhere else.
Right.
Because she's in the castle. She's got people feed her. She got people protect her.
Right.
She's in a shelter. She's in a bubble.
Yeah.
So she's got the desire to find out what real life is about.
Well, and even Raisa thinks her mom isn't thinking for herself.
No, I think that
it has something shady going.
I think the head wizard is leading her, or maybe she's like under a spell of some kind. Maybe
anything's possible. What do you all think of chapters 6 through 10? That was a lot. I know that was a lot. We tried to highlight things that were important. Do you guys see anything different? Do you have I don't know, discussion, questions, that kind of thing that we haven't covered? Because absolutely. I'm curious. As you guys know, fantasy is really hard for me.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, if you are picking up on something or you have questions or thoughts or anything, please share them in the comments so we all could get as much out of this book as possible, because then it's more fun. Details, please. But I guess that's it. Do you have anything else?
The only thing I'm curious about right now is if Han is part of the family that was supposedly killed off in the wizard world.
I don't know. That's a good question. I have so many questions right now. It's like, okay, so is Micah bad? And then Willow, we haven't heard nothing from Willow yet.
I think Willow's got a lot of knowledge, but she's more of a healer than anything. Because everybody takes them to her when when they get sick or they get hurt.
True.
So she's like the village healer kind of, maybe the historian kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah,
I think she's got a lot of. I think she's like the grandma. I think the old man, the old blind man that fishes by the river.
That's Lucas or Lucius. I don't think he could be trusted.
Ma'am, I think there's a lot of people who have
him.
I think there's a lot of people who have a lot of information that nobody knows about yet. There's a lot of very knowledgeable, very
I wish this book had a
interesting
map.
People. I'm sure it does have a map somewhere.
I don't know. If you guys know where we could get a map for this book, that'd be great. So
to show the realms?
Yeah, to show kind
of like the one behind you over there?
Yeah, to show Mount Hanalea, where Willow is, and answer
where
them,
the clans
where the woods,
are at,
where the princess lives, where the tunnels are. That would be so cool. I want a map. Just Cinda, can you make us a
map?
Hey,
Cinda, if you don't make one, can I do one?
I know, right? Right? What happened to my other piece of paper? Oh, there it is. Okay, because that's my note, so I can keep this story together in my head. All right. So anyway, thank you for sharing 6 through 10 with us, and we will see you in the next Buddy Read. To be continued. Bye.